GM and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we have a market update as Celsius is selling off their altcoins. They are on the move. If you enjoy this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop me a GM in the comments down below. So let's start here with some BTC-based price action. 30.7 is pretty much the mid-range, sat between the range highs 31.2, 31.3, a few wicks up here. Ultimately, Bitcoin unable to break out of this as of just yet. Mid-range retest was a failure here. You can see it broke straight through, and the bottom of the range is around these wick lows, 29.8, 29.9, or even 29.5 all the way down there. So initial thoughts are below 30.7k, that blue line. If we do close the day below that, I think we are more on the bearish side of things and looking towards range lows. Close above that, however, and we're back in action between the top half of that range. So close above into here, that is kind of bullish. Close below 30.7 down here, and we're probably targeting somewhere around the bottom of this range. And then to the left hand side over here, this is the breakout from the whole ETF from BlackRock. So that is a big market inefficiency there. That will be kind of worst case scenario here. If this range at 29.9 does not hold, we're going back down potentially to the low 29Ks. And if you zoom out a little bit further, you can see the ultimate inefficiency. I think that was the date in and around here when the BlackRock ETF was confirmed. So let's move on to Eric Crown's analysis here. 12-hour bearish divergence forming this morning, playing out. And that was playing out from about 31k. And then he did update just a couple hours back. The daily is now forming 3 drives of bearish divergence along low volatility reads. Likely lower to go, he says, and that was around 30.3k for Bitcoin, and it is currently at 30,335. Crypto bubbles showing us that most things are in the red here, even though Bitcoin's down just a couple percent. You're seeing only major movers are FTT and Maker. Maker, the crypto that has DAI, the only real notable decentralized stablecoin in the market right now, and this seems to be getting quite a bit of bid here. But as you can see, the rest of things slightly cooling off here as Bitcoin takes a dip. Here is the chart of that DeFi 1.0 legacy play Maker DAO. And if you zoom out, it actually has a long ways to go to recover there. So you may think it is up a lot recently, but when you do actually zoom that out to the full chart history, it is quite impressive how far back it has come. So maybe this is getting a bit of a TradFi bid. So as we move on to the Celsius news here, in Chapter 11 bankruptcy, as you can see from this tweet that the Altcoin Psycho posted, the only winners in Chapter 11 are the lawyers. They're making off like absolute bandits, but in a legal way. Quote here, FTX is on track to charge around 75% of the Enron fees to untangle just 4% as much of the exchange's assets. And lawyer firm Alvarez & Marshall have been charging Celsius $1.7 million per month for their services, but charging FTX $11 million per month. Crazy stuff. So if you want to make some dirty money but in a legal way, it looks like being a lawyer is the way. So we knew this was coming. Celsius selling off some altcoin bags. So this was stated they can convert their altcoins into Bitcoin and ETH only. So sell off all the scraps of the various altcoins that they had left in the portfolios of their users and convert those into BTC and ETH from July 1st. Obviously, we had the July 4th weekend, which has now ended. I did speculate that this would start from the 5th, which is today, as those in charge of this likely to be back in work. And what we're seeing is there is some now movement on chain. So these altcoins now will start to be sold off into Bitcoin and ETH. But which altcoins? Well, let's have a look. So Hal Press was first to this one. Celsius alts on the move, approximately $150 million of alts to sell and majors to buy. Pentoshi chimed in, not enough to have a material impact on the majors though, stating he doesn't think that's enough to keep the bid up for Bitcoin and ETH from this. 150 mil, probably small potatoes in the grander scheme of things. Now, this is the actual wallet. I'll leave it in the description down below if you want to poke your nose around and see what's happening. We got quite a bit of activity here just a few minutes back. ERC20 tokens are on the move. In the wallet here, you can see the likes of Chainlink, $17 million worth of tokens. Celsius coin itself, 14 mils worth. Some great British pounds in there to the tune of 12 mil. Aave Synthetics, USDC, some Staffy ETH, Uniswap, 0x, and some more staked ETH, amongst other things like Decentraland, FTT, 1inch, Kyber, BAT, etc. So it seems they're using this wallet as a bit of an intermediary. If I just pull this across, you can actually see some of the token names here on the right hand side: Convex, Liquidity, Chainlink, Beta, BUSD, LUSD stablecoins. All of these are on the move, not in huge amounts though. So My first concern was, look, what if they're just really stupid, like the FTX liquidators who were unable to maximize value for holders of coins? But it does seem that they're just moving small tranches of coins around, so the actual impact may be negligible, and they might be doing things sensibly here and just DCAing out of the positions of these alts into the majors of Bitcoin and ETH. That would make a lot of sense. This is how you maximize the amount of Bitcoin and ETH you can get your hands on. As if you just market dump everything into a low liquidity environment, you're not going to get the best bang for your buck. So it does seem from the initial movements that I can see on chain here, things like 3,000 convex tokens move in, 4,500 liquidity on the move, they're really small amounts. So for the full list of coins they have to sell here, we have the following tweet from Queen of Sol. The biggest holding dollar-wise is that of the Cell token itself. Obviously, I don't really understand why people would be holding this token as it has blown the F up. Celsius Network token is down 14% today, and that is a rather sad chart to look at, considering the potential this thing had before it went absolutely AWOL and Emergency started to absolutely rug his faithful community. You'll also notice the discrepancy between the holdings value of the Cell token, $70 million, versus an actual market cap of 45 mil. I'm not sure how that works. But the other big losers to be aware of here will be Matic, around $51 million worth of tokens, ADA at around $26 million worth of tokens, and Link at around 17. The others are probably small enough that if they are just chipping away, DCing out of the positions, probably not going to make a ton of difference here. But this coming on a day when the crypto markets are already down, adding additional downward pressure, obviously not that great for price. So drop me a comment down below. Do you think the DCA out of these bags approach from Celsius is the right thing to be doing right now? Or should they just rip off the band-aid, dump all the tokens quickly, and convert to Bitcoin and ETH ASAP? I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.